way you get the spooky face, or one of the ways, you're going to need a superimposition, which means you need 2 or more video tracks. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up and go to Sequence, Insert Tracks. Notice it gives you the default of 0. The first 6 months I'd do this, I'd go up and say I want new tracks and said OK. But if you leave it 0, you get nothing. So please put a number in. Otherwise you'll get to open this window again. So we got extra video tracks now. I'm going to lock these tracks below it so when I bring the freeze frame in, not the freeze frame, yeah, the freeze frame in, that it will be, it won't blow up my edit. So the first thing I need to do is I need to get a head to use for a freeze frame. So I'm thinking, JM, what you want, we'll steal him. I'll put him down in here just so I have something. Okay, he looks kind of funky there, so I'm going to freeze frame this face right here. Modify freeze frame. Let me target the track I'm working on. Check targeted tracks. You may need to open the source clip into the viewer to see what the targeted tracks are.
Change it to another track, video 3 track. Would that be the problem?
Yeah, I could see. Never had it do that before. That's interesting.
Click off all the tracks.
So I'm going to turn these 2 off and see if it likes it better. Edit out for no effect. Check the targeted tracks you may use and open the source clip in the viewer. Well, let's open it in the viewer.
Yeah, you're good now. You had them selected. That's what it was.
Okay, yeah. Probably had I didn't have the track selected. So now we got him up in the viewer as the freeze frame. If we play him, see nothing's moving. So we're going to drag him over here. I'm going to call him face. Now I can drag him down into, I don't need this anymore. Drag face down into here. Now you see I got the freeze frame like that guy had the head in the other one. We're not done yet though, so we need him to distort some. So I'm going to distort him. I'm going to make sure he's in the viewer by double clicking him, putting him in the viewer. Now just to do something crazy, there's multiple ways you can do this. Go to video filters. See which one did I use. Distort. And wave. Something just weird to make him spooky looking. Something like that, because I just had the other guy distorted in the other video. So now you have him distorted over here. But you need to go over here in the motion tab and do the opacity because you need the superimposition. So you bring that down. I got to turn the track below back on so you can see it under here. You see how that guy, he needs a little less opacity. That's kind of how I did that other guy in the other video. If you need to reposition him, make sure you're still up in the motion tab and you can go to the anchor point. You can move where he is around up here by going here and moving him around in the frame with those other guys. So that's how I got that spooky looking kind of twisted face at the end of that last video. And if you need him to move in toward the camera while that's all going on, remember you can keyframe your scale. You can set this back here. Make sure you start him around 100%. Move down here. And if you cruise it up, it'll put a new keyframe in so he'll get bigger. And then that way he looks real freaky. So that's how he haunts those people at the end of the other video. He distorts and kind of gets bigger. Remember how y'all saw it in the other one?
Right.
So that's how you pull that off.
Now, does Final Cut have that same feature does Premiere have with the light to move the light around as far as a light control?
I'll have to look for it. I don't think it does.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look for it to see if it does.
So like you could change from spotlight to floodlight
Yeah.
and so on and so
I
forth.
bet the next one does, but I don't think this one does. I'll mess with it. Actually, I'll tell you what it does. Final Cut doesn't have it, but what is it? Not Motion, but Color has it.
Color? Okay.
Color has it exponentially.